Welcome to the Veterans Online Summit. My name is Larry Peacock, and I am the host of the summit. And it's going to be completely free this weekend. So definitely watch all the videos. The schedule is up. If you look on my Facebook profile for Larry Peacock, the complete schedule is up for the Veterans Online Summit. So definitely take notes while you're watching all the speakers. Each of the speakers present a different online business model. And that was the purpose of the summit, is just to kind of expose you to all the business models for starting an online business. If you want all-time access, like an all-access pass that you can watch the videos at any time you want after this weekend, you can upgrade to that pass at veteransonlinesummit.com. We'll also be providing workbooks that will correlate to each of the interviews that will help you dive more into that. As far as our Facebook group, look for Funnel Vets, FUNNELVETS, Funnel Vets on Facebook. All right, I hope you guys have a great time. Thank you so much for joining us at the Veterans Online Summit, and I'll see you on the high ground. Wake up, you! All right, my fellow veterans, it's great to see you guys. I have my good friend Mikado here. How you doing, sir?
Doing awesome, man. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. And this is the funnel genius, Mikado, who is the director. I'm not sure what your title is for the Funnel magazine, sir. Can you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more about you?
Yeah. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Mikado, the funnel genius and publisher of Funnel magazine. And we started out a long time ago with an agency. And after a bunch of things, which I'm sure we'll get into here in a moment, we actually came up with Funnel magazine and started growing that and scaling that. And we've had some of the most incredible people on the cover, some of the most incredible contributors.
Absolutely.
And really amazing advertisers as well. So super excited to be here sharing and hopefully giving you guys some insights on how you can grow a business, scale a business, automate your business, and we'll go from there. So thanks for having me on. I appreciate you.
Yes, sir. I'm super excited to have you. You know, I've known I've known who he is for 3 years, and he may not know it, but we've had some messages back and forth here. And the one thing that I recall about Hawk over the 3 years that I've been connected to him is how much he gives. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. But before we talk about how much you give, sir, can you tell us a little bit how you got started in ClickFunnels and the Funnel magazine, sir?
Yeah, so I started a long time ago. I've been an entrepreneur since I was 5. So I have an entrepreneur, marketer, salesperson since I was 5. I started out selling origami balloons, and then fast forward probably, I don't know, 10, 15 years, something like that. I started focusing on marketing and actually growing a real business versus just being a consultant, which is a great way to bring in income, but not a great way to live a life that is free and you can travel and do all those sorts of things. So I had been marketing and I'd grown a really small team. It all kind of crashed down, did it again, it crashed down. Couldn't really figure out what was going on. And in 2013, I met my wife, and we started, she came in to work with me in our business. And even though she's not an entrepreneur, so, we had some incredible learning experiences there. But one of the biggest things she said was you need to get everything in one system. So at the time, ClickFunnels didn't exist. And so we got Lead Pages and Infusionsoft, and I got rid of about 30 other software tools that were all free, but they were costing me literally hundreds of hours every single year. And I think it was we calculated I was about 40 to 50 hours a month. Ooh. That it was that I had to spend to make everything talk to each other. And it was just so I was at an event, sponsoring an event of a friend of mine's, and saw Russell Brunson speak on stage. And it was funny because he couldn't sell. And if you've ever seen Russell talk, he sells. It was just everybody was like, how do we buy? And he's like, sorry, I'm not allowed to sell at this event. And anyways, I walked up to him. I caught him on the way out. He's like, I'm going to catch a plane. And I ran out of the room. How do I buy? Where's the link to sign up? And he gave me the link, and I purchased ClickFunnels. and I started diving in and immediately got it. Like that's
What year was this?
This was 20. I think it was 2015.
Wow. Right at the
So
beginning, huh?
yeah, it was I can't remember if it was a week before or a week after the very first funnel hacking live.
Wow.
And it was just, I was just like super excited because it literally saved me. It was saving me so much time to be able to manage everything because it was all in one system at this point. I didn't have to deal with lead pages, which if you've ever dealt with it is a complete nightmare in my opinion, in my experience. So we started to grow with ClickFunnels. And probably about 6 months later, we brought on a partner. He encouraged me to bring on our first employee. We brought on our first employee, then exited the partnership, kept the employee, and then she helped us grow our office in the Philippines. So we have a Philippines office, we have a US-based office, and that right there allowed us to scale. We started growing with a little team, bigger and bigger, and just being able to create some massive movement with our business. And then down the road, probably about two years after that, we saw we were trying to make some changes because LinkedIn basically slapped us and said, hey, you guys can't do this type of marketing on LinkedIn anymore. So we made a bunch of changes and figured that out. And one of the employees that we had who got fired, the employee was doing something they were doing something wrong. And we lost literally every client we had, which was $300,000 in annual recurring revenue.
Oh my gosh.
So we had literally $241 in monthly recurring revenue coming in, and about $15,000 a month in expenses after I canceled as much stuff as possible. So
wow.
We figured it out. I jumped on the phone. I'm really good on the phone. I started making some sales just to get us through this fiasco, this challenge at the time. And, we brought some clients on, we helped them start to scale because there were multiple things that we did really well. And so I did that. That was the very first thing I did. And then we went to the drawing board after we got back. So we were traveling at the time. And when we got home, after going to 4 different places in a live event, we got home and we had this office with a 30-foot whiteboard wall. So we're in the office for 3 days, just mapping out everything. We're like, okay, we do this really well. We do this really well. We started listing every single product, service, idea, anything we could think of that would help us create sustainability. Because at the end of the day, having one we had one thing that was bringing recurring revenue. Everything else was just incremental revenue. People came in, they bought something, and then that was it. It was hey, we're going to come in, do a consulting and build out. And that was kind of it. And so as we scaled and as we grew this kind of process on this whiteboard, we're we do a couple things really well. So there was the traffic portion. We knew a couple different really powerful strategies for traffic. We understood a couple of really core funnels. Free plus shipping was one of our top funnels. It's that I'm no matter every single free plus shipping funnel we've launched has been massively successful in various different ways. And so we got really, we're really good at that. And we were really, really good at appointment setting. So, because I have a phone team and we can book appointments like pretty much nobody else. And so we are going on how can we build this? We're okay, this is going to take quite a long time. There's no way that we can make enough revenue from this in the next 60 days. And so how are we currently, what are we currently doing? And affiliate marketing was one of the biggest things for us. So, really the only thing that allowed us to stay alive and literally, we didn't end up completely broke and bankrupt and everything was the fact that ClickFunnels was paying me $3,000 to $5,000 a month.
Yeah.
So I was I want to go all in on this.
Yeah.
I want to go all in on doing more affiliate marketing. And So we started thinking of all these things that we could do. And I'm like, what if we did a free plus shipping offer? And so we started thinking of all these free plus shipping things. And I was kind of joking. I'm like, what about Funnel Magazine? Like, it was kind of a joke to my wife and I. And both of us just like the entire room just kind of stood still.
That was it. Yeah.
We looked at each other, and I can still remember hearing the hum of the air conditioner in the room. What felt like forever, probably like 10 seconds, but we just we started, and like that was it. That was the moment. And it was funny because when we first created it, it wasn't meant to be like a full magazine. It was just going to be one edition that we talked about all of these different concepts, and then sold an affiliate product at the end of the article. And I went on Facebook. I'm like, okay, like I understand this stuff. So I went on Facebook and I created a page. I made sure it was branded properly. I then invited all of my, invited all of my friends. And at the time I had like 1,000 people in my friend list. And within an hour we had over 100 likes, which, with 1,000 people on your friends list, that doesn't usually happen.
No.
And
that's huge.
I started getting message after message after message. People like, how many editions is it? How often is it coming out? What's the price? Is this print or is it digital only? What are the topics? Who's going to be your first cover? And I'm like, what is going on here? Like, this is insane. And so we went back to the drawing board, and we're like, okay, like this whole affiliate thing, this is not what Funnel Magazine is really meant to be. And so we started looking at like, what is it that we truly want Funnel Magazine to be? What's the biggest problem that we see in the marketplace? And the problem is that there's nowhere in the world that you can go to get the right information about what's working with funnels, what's working with marketing. There's all of this information, and it's all biased information, unfortunately. Like I love Russell and ClickFunnels, but it's all biased to ClickFunnels, right? Like if we saw something from Russell and ClickFunnels and it wasn't true, we'd be like, hey, this isn't true. Like, this is no longer like correct information. And they do a great job of correcting themselves. Same with Digital Marketer. I think there are 3 other places. They're all biased though. Again, HubSpot, Digital Marketer, and ClickFunnels are really the 3 places that I look at for like, here's what's working and relevant in the marketplace. Then we go and test it. We then go ask all of the people that we've interviewed, and we go ask our contributors like, hey, is this working? And can you write your experience with this? And every single person who contributes, in order for somebody to contribute to the magazine, they have to have made $100,000 in their funnel. And they have to have, that's pretty much, they have to have made $100,000 and have a funnel. And so we know that they at least know what they're talking about, right? They've tried and tested, they've sent traffic. This isn't a pipe dream. We had one person who made it through our filters at one point. It's kind of funny, little short story. So this person submits an article and says, hey, the article is basically like, we had this whole funnel and it wasn't working. And then we made this one tweak and we had one sale and boom, we had this high converting funnel. And, that article never made it in. We all laughed about it. Like, we started making fun of it. Like, this is an example of what not to do. This is I don't think that person ever wrote for us again. But so I actually don't even know who the person was. I just know that the article, we were all like, oh my gosh, this is not
going to work. So for you, when you, again, when I connected with you, even several years back, and just throughout your time and doing the Funnel Magazine, and what I recall, Hawk, is just how much you gave. And so I thought that it would be a great opportunity to talk about the irresistible offer. And so we have veterans here who are watching, who are new to the online business. And, one of the key things for them to having a successful online business is, number one, is that they give and give and give. Can you talk about, just your strategy there and the amount that you give, and go ahead and talk about even just the offer that you're going to go ahead and give those veterans?
Yeah. So one of the big things that I learned from one of my mentors was, this guy is incredible. He's worked with some of the largest companies in the world. He does like their tech, like SAP integration, all that sort of stuff. I was having a really hard day, a really hard month. Was actually it was right around the time when we launched Funnel Magazine, actually. It was either a little bit before or a little after. I don't remember the exact time period, but I was asking, I was like, hey, like I'm struggling. I'm not making enough, we need to bring in some income. And I started, going and trying to figure out all sorts of things. And he's like, dude, you need to just give.
Yeah.
You need to just go out there and give unconditionally. You are an expert at something. And like, if I could give the same advice to every single one of you, like,
Cool.
I want you to take a moment and I want you to think of what your genius is.
Yep.
What are you better at than 99% of people on this planet? And if you have a business that you're building around doing that, then just give in that area. If you're building a business and in an area that you're not, that you're learning how to be better than 99% of people, then there are support documents, YouTube YouTube videos, all that sort of stuff. You can go figure it out. And so what he said to me, he said, I want you to go into whatever community you're in, because he's not in the ClickFunnels community. He's like, I want you to go in whatever community like your people hang out in. And I want you to go in and answer for at least 30 minutes every single day. I want you to just answer their questions. I don't want you to hold anything back. I don't want you to, this is not a place where you sell. This is not a place where you make any offers. This is like, you literally give them the exact steps that they need to do. Whether you type it out, whether you record a video, whether you give them screenshots, whether it's a combination of all those, whether you jump on the phone and you help them out, or even if you even do the stuff for them.
Yeah.
Spend at least 30 minutes every single day for the next month. And if you do that, I guarantee you'll never have another problem building your business. You'll never have a lead gen problem ever again.
Absolutely. And I recall, sir, Russell Brunson talks about that very same thing. And I think what the veterans, what they're hearing, they may have this hesitation of, well, I don't want to give everything away because then what do I have left to give after that? And it's the opposite. You always have more to give and you always be able to sell more. I've purchased so many things from ClickFunnels and I definitely have enough to make everything happen right now. But again, just because ClickFunnels itself, as well as you, Hawk, you guys give so much that you make us raving fans, right? You make us raving fans that we want more and more and more. So what do you have next? What do you have next? So there's always going to be something next, right, sir?
Yeah. And also, like, one of the other things is that there are a couple things that I had the same hesitation. I'm like, I don't want to do that. Like,
yeah,
that's just like, I will not have business. I won't have any money. I won't make any money. He's like, dude, just trust me. First of all, almost every single person that you show and you like help them out, they're not going to want to do it themselves. Because guess what? If you don't like fixing your own plumbing, are you going to do it even if you have somebody who's taught you how to do it?
No.
Like 99% of people won't do it. Maybe 98%, because there's the 1% who love doing it and are experts at it. And there's the 1% who, like, they have no other choice right now.
Yeah.
Right?
Their house is flooding.
Right? And they're going to do it, and it's going to take them 10 times longer. And the funny thing is, like, 97% of people are going to try, and then they're going to go, this is too hard. So I had this LinkedIn program when this is the same process that basically we got slapped from LinkedIn for, and actually now works again because LinkedIn got bought, which is awesome. So this same process, we used to charge $1,500 for the training program to teach people how to do this process.
Wow.
And I was at an event, and I'm like, hey guys, this was like a mastermind. I'm like, hey guys, like we're rock stars at this. We have an entire training program. I'll just give it to you guys for free. And one of the things that happened was that literally every single person who completed the program hired us.
Wow.
So I'm like, I'm not charging for this anymore. I'm just giving it away for free.
Yeah, that's your lead magnet.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Literally, we used to charge $1,500 for this thing. Now we give it away for free. And there was an offer at the end of it. I actually removed the offer from the video because we stopped offering it. And now, of course, the tactic works. Those tactics and strategies work again. So,
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the offer isn't in the video anymore, even though we still give it away for free. So the entire process, we just gave it for free, and we started getting these clients in. So I'm in this group and I'm just adding value. And there were a couple things that happened. One, a majority of the people who I shared the strategy with sent me a message and said, hey, can I just hire you to do this for me? That was, the big one thing. The next was that we had a bunch of people who they saw my comments and saw how helpful I was. And they said, hey, I saw you said that this works over here. Can I hire you to do the same thing for me? So I had people who weren't involved that didn't want to do it themselves that then said they wanted to hire me. The third thing that happened, and this was something that was I still don't understand it. But I had people tagging me that I had never met.
Yeah.
I never helped. They didn't comment. They didn't post. Somebody would ask a question and somebody would say, Hawk Mikado can help you. And that was I started going all in on this. And what was interesting, and so this is, this is one of the things that allowed us to pivot and gave us enough revenue to move forward. Within that, I actually made more in contract, contract than I did the entire previous year.
That's impressive.
So it was, So, I mean, I don't remember the exact timeline of this. It's all kind of, I just know that this was a really powerful strategy for us.
Yeah, no, that's impressive. And I recall, business in a box that, eventually you veterans, you'll probably hear about this, what they call the BIB, B-I-B, business in a box. And one gal named Rachel S. Lee, she has a business in a box, and I got it, and it was completely free. It's literally a business in a box, and it gets all your affiliate links in there. It's a real nice feature. But then, but it takes a lot of work to get it going. So then she has this offer where it's like, hey, I think it was $200 or $300. We'll build it for you. And at the end, I was like, I just gave her the money. I might forget that. I'm not going to build this, right? So anyway, again, she's giving. But just like those people that you were connected with, sir, they eventually said, how about you just do it for me? I'll pay you, right? So that's kind of the concept there. So let's jump on into, you ran as an independent for the governor of California, and you did this on a shoestring budget. And tell us, if you would, let the veterans know, your success with that, and how were you able to do that, sir?
So first, I want to make a disclaimer here. The reason I ran as an independent, because this is usually the first question, is first of all, why, which side are you on? So I'll just
getting political here.
I'm fiscally, I'm an entrepreneur, so I'm fiscally conservative.
Yep.
I believe in that basically that the government should stay out of our private lives. That's right. So most people call it fiscally conservative and socially either responsible or progressive or one of those things. And there are a lot of things in the Libertarian Party. People are like, why didn't you join the Libertarian Party? I'm like, there are things that I don't agree with. I'm not going to go into the politics of it because that's not what this is about.
No.
I just figured, that way we could dispel that component. And by the way, I love the military.
Absolutely.
And I also love education. So, kind of one of those. A couple things that I did really.
And before you get into that, Hawk, and the intent of the question is some of these veterans, they may come, they may need to bootstrap something that they want to do. And it's like you ran for governor of California and you did it on the lowest budget of the other people that you ran against. And so the concept there is what you were able to accomplish with a bootstrap mentality. And that's kind of what we're getting at. Go ahead, sir.
So first of all, I did not have a bootstrap mentality. I want to make that perfectly clear.
Okay.
I did have less money than every single other person, and I also had spent the least amount of time running, and the least amount of time out of every single other candidate. And I beat out every other independent candidate in the polls.
Yes, sir.
So that just hit. And also I actually beat out one Democrat, which is kind of
That's impressive.
And
you registered on the last day, right?
I did. I registered the very last day, or I finalized the paperwork on the very last day. I actually technically registered the day before the very last day. I had this plan to run, and we'd been building our team, and I was trying to put some systems in place for my business so that I didn't have to worry about it. I had an event coming up, so I wanted to finalize everything and then move forward. And so a couple things. First of all, I read Expert Secrets, which you have to go get Expert Secrets, which I'm sure Larry will put his link in the show notes, and you guys can go get that. So
yes, sir. And that's by Russell Brunson of ClickFunnels.
Yeah, go get Expert Secrets. Go get Dotcom Secrets. By the way, those two things are absolutely pivotal. If you go to Expert Secrets, link that Larry will put in the show notes, you can get the box, and this is completely important. And then buy all of the upsells. And the reason I share this, I spent probably 50 hours going through this book, going through all of the videos, watching them over and over and over and over again, and pinpointing exactly what I could do to make sure that our message, we spent another like 3 or 4 days in the same whiteboard wall room. As part of that room is from a mastermind, co-working mastermind thing that I was in at the time. So so first thing is figure out what your new opportunity is, understand what your manifesto is, and who you're talking to, because we created some of the most impressive new opportunities that just like people like, wow, I want to know more about that. So first new opportunity that I created, and this is the platform that I primarily ran on, was publicly directed government spending. And the next thing was the Tax Back Cash Act, which I'll explain both. So publicly directed government spending means that you, as the citizen, when you file your taxes, you get to notate where you want your cash to go. So now we, at least in the beginning, the plan was only 50% would actually be allocated for this, so we could have enough budgetary money to fulfill on the projects that we had. But this meant that at least the state of California, people of the state of California would be able to vote with their wallets. They'd be able to vote and say, I want 100% of my of the money that I'm able to allocate to go to military, or I want 100% of the money that I can allocate to go to education or to healthcare or to the bullet train. And they could either do it based on specific projects or specific or kind of grouping departments. And so that was like, it was like, oh, this is different. This is new. And this isn't something people are talking about.
Yeah.
And this allowed us to be able to, this would allow us to do a couple things. First of all, it makes the, it gives companies, instead of having them lobby the government and say, hey, we want you guys to put things on here. They have to go lobby the people, which means that they have to be socially conscious and like they have to be for the people, which, right, we're a government that's supposed to be for the people, not for the corporations.
Yep.
And I'm an entrepreneur, so I completely understand that. The next thing was the Cashback Tax Act, which was if you lived in California and you spent your money in California, this included businesses, so businesses and individuals, if you basically, you would have no taxes, no state income tax, no state, the only tax would be sales tax, but no state income tax on any money that you took and then you spent in California. So buying groceries, guess what? That money goes to a California company. And if that company takes that money out of California, they pay the same taxes that they would have. But if they pay an employee, guess what? They pay no taxes on that money. And, most companies aren't paying taxes on that money. So it will really help the individual, right? Versus it. But what it does is it encourages companies to take their money and bring it to California and stay in California. And then later, when I run for president, it will be a a national thing. It's basically like, if you keep your money in the US, so let's do more stuff that's made in, like, we want more of that made in the USA sign on things. And if you keep your money in the US, you're not taxed on it. If you send your money out of the US, guess what? You're taxed on it. And, I obviously run a company that's based in the Philippines as well. And we send money to the Philippines. It's like, I pay taxes on that money. Right now, there are multiple loopholes that allow companies to not have to pay taxes on that money. Which is, kind of, they have to pay taxes when it gets there. Anyways, there's lots of things that are done in order to make that happen. But speak to your tax attorney and tax accountant and all that sort of stuff. So I have no idea what actually happens behind the scenes. I just know that you don't pay a lot. Anyway, so the biggest thing is creating an environment that was for the people. And that created opportunities for businesses and entrepreneurs and for individuals to keep their money and to make more money. And so those are the platforms, and totally. But the reason I shared that, because I got obviously I'm a little passionate about this. So the reason I shared that, like, that's different, right? It's a new opportunity. We're taking the same thing, like what we're doing is, it's not like it's different. There's other places in the country that have no income tax, right? Florida, I think Nevada, a whole bunch of places in the country that have no income tax. So it's just a new way of thinking of this, because in California, like, we have one of the highest taxes in the country. So it was like, how do we create that new opportunity? The saying goes for publicly directed government spending. It's like, we want the people to vote, right? We're going to let you vote with your wallet. We're going to let you tell us as the government what you actually believe we should be doing, because yes, great, we can vote yes or no, which is like, okay, 51% of people, or 51 or 66 or 75, depending on jurisdiction and the bill and what it is. It doesn't need a majority in some cases, right? Like, you can win the presidency with 40. I think one of the lowest people was like 37% of voters voted for the president, and it's just like that's obviously not it doesn't mean that a lot of people like you. Right? Being president, for instance, means that half of people in the world hate you, or half of the country at least hates you. And we can see that with both of the last presidents. The current and the last, and actually the ones before that too. Pretty much every president, about half of the people in the country completely despise, and the other half love. And sometimes those people flip-flop. So,
absolutely.
But I know we're getting off topic a little bit, but I think it's
I would say like, the concept there, the key point on that is new opportunity. So as you veterans that are watching here, you're going to come up with an idea of a business that you want. And the hook, you're good. And the hook that you want is to connect with when you're connecting with your veterans, the hook is that what new opportunity are you going to present that will hook them into the offer that you have? Whatever it is, you want to create that new opportunity. And what's interesting about Hawk is that, he decided to run for governor, and he literally took the Expert Secrets book from ClickFunnels, went through it, and he ran his campaign on that. Ran his campaign on creating that new opportunity. Let's go ahead and start moving forward. Let's talk about real quick, briefly, the magazine opportunity that you'd like to offer our veterans, sir.
Yeah, one quick aside before we do that. So in Expert Secrets, now this is this book here is like, I've got like 5 or 6 copies of this. Keep buying it for various reasons. So when you're reading this is there's a lot of information in here, and you can kind of get bogged down. I see people kind of get overwhelmed with the information. First of all, read the whole thing through. like start to finish.
Yep.
And then you're going to read it a second time. Okay. And when you're reading it the second time, I want you guys to implement literally, like if you read something and it says to do something, like go do it.
Yep.
Don't wait to do it. And the most important chapters or secrets are 1 through 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, and 14. 9, 13, and 14.
Interesting.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 13, and 14. Start with those, because if you don't know what your audience's false beliefs are,
huge,
you can't succeed with marketing.
Huge.
You have to know what the false belief is because in order to create a compelling offer, you have to be able to build a story. In order to build a story, you have to understand what they currently believe about the thing that you're selling.
Interesting. Yeah.
And in order to break that belief, which is chapter 14, in order to break through that false belief, you have to know what that is, and then you can create that new belief. And then you can build your stories around it. So this book, I don't know how many times I've read this thing.
Yeah.
I have every upsell that it came with, and basically, I think the whole package was like $300 or something like that, or $400. When you get all the different trainings that it offers. And I go through it consistently. Every time I launch a new product or a new service or a new idea, I go through this book.
Yep.
And I take the time to think, what's the new opportunity? How do we create this? What are the false beliefs? Because if you can do that, then you can create stories, which you'll understand. There's other chapters in here that'll talk about creating and structuring stories, but you can't create a story until you know what the false belief is. You can't create a new opportunity until you understand how to break those false beliefs.
And it's so interesting. I've heard so many people say that very same thing, that you take the book, Expert Secrets, and you read it all the way through without stopping. You go back, you start again, and then chapter by chapter, you read the chapter, set it down, do it. You don't move forward until you read the whole thing and do it. Then second chapter, read it, then do it. So yeah, that's, again, here it is. You saying it, and I've heard it so many times, and that's the process.
Yeah, that's the only way to actually build a business is by implementing.
Implementation.
If you're going to read a book for the sake of reading a book, go read a novel that you will entertain your mind. Right?
Absolutely.
Don't read a personal development book if you're just going to read it so you can say you read it.
That's awesome.
I've been to so many events over the years, and we'd go year after year after year. And, or, in some cases they hold it 2 or 3 times a year. We go back multiple times.
Yeah.
And I'd see the same people. I know a couple people who are literally in the same exact financial and personal situation they were in 6 or 7 years ago.
Interesting.
They haven't changed. They haven't done anything. And that's because they don't implement. They don't take what they're learning and implement. Every time I go to an event, like, first of all, I've got books. Like, I've got, I hand write stuff nowadays, which I didn't do before. But if it's not that kind of event, like, there are some events that teach tactical and technical information. If you're doing strategy, write it down in a book so you can understand and retain it.
Yeah.
If they're teaching technical or tactical, then have your laptop out and do it.
Yeah.
I leave most events with more done than most people do in an entire year in their business.
That's interesting. Yeah. That's good work. That's good knowledge right there.
You have to implement. If you're not implementing, you're just spinning your wheels, and half the things that I implement are wrong. That's okay. That's how I'm learning and going, oh, okay, though that doesn't work there.
Yep. And Hawk, that's another aspect is this concept of going all in. Hawk, for 3 years I was with ClickFunnels, and I was just in the background watching. You were giving me stuff. Everybody was giving me stuff, and I was buying all these shiny objects. And in December, I just made a huge change. I was like, I had a lot of family stuff going on. I'm like, this is it. I got to do something. I got to go all in. And so, Funnel Hacking Live came up in February. I had no money, nothing. I was like, how am I going to get there? I sold my stock in Amazon to go to Funnel Hacking Live. That's what I did. I was like, Roger, I'm going to go. I don't care how I'm going to, I'm going to sell my stock. And so that's what I did. And ever since I did that, sir, and implementing, creating this Veterans Summit, everything's changed, sir. And it was just a huge opportunity, and I just went after it. And so, same thing you're saying. You have to go all in and you have to implement.
Absolutely. It's,
yes, sir.
So powerful.
Yeah, let us know. So wrapping up here, we have the Funnel Magazine, and the link is funnelmagazine.com. But we want to push you to a special offer. Go ahead and talk about that, sir.
Yeah, so normally we charge $197 for the archives of 2017, of our 2017. Each year is $197.
Do you have the magazine right there, sir? I should have grabbed one. Go ahead and grab one. You guys got to see this. These magazines are beautiful. They really are, right? Super beautiful magazines, and each time they have a guest, an entrepreneur that they interview, and so Hawk is going to make that offer to you guys, and I've asked him to go ahead and grab them, and I should have had one on hand, but also I wanted to point you to Hawk's flag. Do you see the American flag in the background there? That's freaking awesome. You know what? That's an American flag that he has in the background, just like mine. But his is made of $100 bills. As soon as he came on, I was like, man, look at that American flag. So he's got Hawks back here with us. And I was telling him about that flag that you got there, sir. That's freedom right there, sir. Freedom. Heck yes. $100 bills. America right there. You're talking to a bunch of veterans. You better be careful there, sir. It's going to get us a little excited.
Love it. I merged two things that I'm passionate about.
Yeah,
together.
Roger that. Freaking America's money, huh? Freaking capitalist pig.
I don't have the first edition. I think it's in the other room here.
That's all right.
We built out a studio and then we tore down the studio, so everything's kind of all right. We're building a new one. So this is the third edition with Ryan Levesque. And this is super powerful. Now you guys are gonna get the digital copies of this, but we got interviews with Ryan Levesque, Nicholas Kuzmich, who talks about Facebook ads. I got another one here with Caleb Maddox, who talks about selling from stage and how he took what he did and launched it into a funnel, made 40.
Yeah, but how old is Caleb?
Caleb, by the way, is a millionaire now.
By the way,
when we had him on, I think he just turned 15.
15 years old. He's 16 now, but yeah.
Yeah, so he actually might have been 14 when
he's going to be on the summit. His dad, I connected with his dad at Funnel Hacking Live, and they're both going to be on the summit. I'm going to knock out that interview soon, but yeah.
Absolutely awesome, guys.
Millionaire, 16 years old.
Creating some massive changes in the world. We've had Russell Brunson, obviously, who shares some really powerful insights. So Russell Brunson, Caleb Maddox, Ryan Levesque, Nicholas Kuzmich, Trey Llewellyn. So if you guys are interested in e-commerce, which is a really great way to make a ton of money if you're doing it right, and a really great way to lose a ton of money if you're doing it wrong. So make sure you're doing it right. And then Stu McLaren, who talks about building membership sites and making that monthly recurring revenue. So you guys are going to get all 6 of those. Digital edition is normally $197 for all 6 of them. You guys are going to get them completely for free. Go to funnelmagazine.com/2017 because that was the year we published them. So funnelmagazine.com/2017. You'll get all of them for free. There's a little survey. You can fill it out if you want, or you can just click skip. You have to. No,
you fill it out. You fill it out. He's freaking giving you knowledge here. So my veterans are going to fill it out, sir.
Thank you, guys.
And I'm an officer, so that's a freaking command authority right there, huh?
That's an order.
That's a freaking order, huh? Yeah.
Right. So, we want you guys to have those. And if you guys want to subscribe and become subscribers, obviously, we'd love for you guys to become subscribers and join Funnel Magazine community, join the Funnel Toolkit, join and just kind of learn from what we've got. We only bring in the best experts for our magazine. We only share tried and proven funnel strategies and tactics. And I've even got one of our trainings is on how I automated our business and was able to spend 6 months without basically having income coming in And for all intents and purposes, I retired. So that was actually partially when I was running for governor. I was part of that was I retired from my business and focused on that. So, but yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure and blessing. And guys, if you ever need anything, you can find me on Facebook. I'm the only one called Hawk Mikado. I think there's I have a page and a profile. Connect with my profile, not my page. Otherwise it'll just send you a thing and it'll tell you to book a call or whatever. But if you send me a message on Facebook, I pretty much answer everything that, say hi and what you need help with or what you're looking for. And I'll provide the help. If you say hi and that's it, you probably will not get a response. I've had people, hi. I'm like,
that's awesome.
Get pitched what's going on here. So that's another little, insider nugget. Like when you say hi to someone, share what you're asking for. Like if you're doing outreach, just say why you're reaching out to them. Don't just say hi, because that doesn't help anybody. So,
that's awesome. Hey, thank you so much. All right, my fellow veterans, we're wrapping it up here. Thank you so much, Hawk. I sincerely appreciate you. I've known about you for 3 years, and here we are talking in person, so it's a true honor, sir. Thank you so much. And to my fellow veterans, I'll look forward to seeing you on the next interview, all right? I'll see you guys on the high ground. Hello, my fellow veterans. Thank you so much for watching the interview. I hope you got a lot of value out of that interview. Definitely go back and take a pen and paper and take some notes, right? Go back and watch that interview again. At the top of the hour, we will have another interview. And now with all the speakers that we have at the Veterans Online Summit, a majority of them have provided what we call a free lead magnet, where you can learn more about them and some kind of education for you. But here's what I want you all to do. Here's what I want you all to do. Number one, go to Facebook group and add yourself to Funnel Vets, FUNNELVETS. I want you guys to become a part of Funnel Vets, okay? And all it is a group of military veterans that are interested in online entrepreneurship, mainly with ClickFunnels, okay? And the second thing I want you to do is if you're ready to go all in, which I hope you are, if you're ready to go all in, kind of the first initial steps that you can take, there's a couple of things that are very key, okay? There's 2 books in particular that I really want you to get right off the bat. And I'll get you the affiliate link for those books. But the first one is Dotcom Secrets, and this is the digital online marketing guide. Okay, it's like the Bible for digital online marketing and learning how to sell online. Okay, and that's by Russell Brunson of ClickFunnels. Then you have his second book, Expert Secrets. This is an amazing book, Expert Secrets, that I want you guys to pick up. And this is teaches you how to get paid for your advice, okay? And you're going to learn all about that, using persuasion to sell your product or service. Again, this is called Expert Secrets. Again, that's by Russell Brunson. Now, when you're looking to scale your business, you're going to be looking for a book called The Dream 100. This is revolutionary. I can't even tell you how amazing this book is. I'll get you the link for that, okay? All 3 of these books, these are like kind of the main books here. All 3 of them are free plus shipping, right? You're just going to pay for some shipping. The other thing that I want you to consider getting, another book from ClickFunnels. Again, they provide a lot, right? But what they provide is something called the cookbook. This is free as well. You just pay the shipping costs. But in the cookbook, for when you're learning how you get the ClickFunnels software, I'm going to get you a link and get you 2 weeks free to use the software. And when you use that software, this has everything you need to know about building online software or building a sales funnel, okay, and the different types of funnels that you can create. Okay, this is step by step, and it's called the Funnel Hackers Cookbook. Okay, again, that's free plus shipping. All right, and then also, my good buddy, if you're interested in learning how to write persuasively, again, if you're interested in learning how to write persuasively, Jim Edwards, who's a speaker on the summit, this book's not even available yet, but it's gonna be available, and I know he'll want to get that too. He's a huge supporter of veterans. He gave me this book, and that's Copywriting Secrets, okay? Again, it's a lot, but I'm trying to get you guys the stuff that's necessary that will propel you, okay, over the next person who doesn't have this amazing material, okay? These are like foundational books. These are foundational books, okay? Now, if you only could get 2 books, only 2, again, you would get these 2. If you just, kind of low on money, you have to. I'm a freaking officer. That's command authority right there. I'm giving you an order that you have to get these 2 books, okay? Definitely get these 2 books to start, and then moving forward from there, look to get the other books. Now, lastly, there's something called the One Funnel Away Challenge, and it's a 30-day challenge where you are going to commit to yourself about an hour a day, hour to 2 hours a day to learning ClickFunnels, okay? And you will have 3 amazing coaches, Russell Brunson, Julie Stowen, and Stephen Larson, who's a military officer himself back in the day, okay? And they'll be coaching you through the One Funnel Away Challenge. With that, it's $100, right? It's $100 for this thing, and you'll get all the trainings every single day, videos and whatnot online, and you'll get this box that will come in the mail to you, and this box is full of a ton of goodies, okay? One thing that's included in is this 30 days book. You suddenly lose everything in 30 days. What would you do? And they took 30 of the top ClickFunnels experts who use the software for different types of things, and they said, you have 30 days, and all you have is the ClickFunnels software. What are you going to do to get back on your feet? Okay, it's 30 different case studies of completely different things that you can do to get back on your feet with in the online marketing world. And with the One Funnel Away Challenge comes the workbook, okay? So again, just to recap, this is the One Funnel Away Challenge is something that I've done that almost every funnel hacker has done. It's $100 and it lasts 30 days. I'll get you the link for that, and that's something that you can check out. But again, these are the 2 books that you want to start off with, okay? Dotcom Secrets and Expert Secrets. All right, immerse yourself in ClickFunnels. Just immerse yourself in ClickFunnels, and that's how you do it, starting off with those books. And I hope I know it's going to be really helpful for you. I know it's going to be really helpful for you. Again, if you want to go all in, this is how you do it, okay? You know how you do it? You take out your credit card, you take out your debit card, and you pay for it, right? Because all of us have, before you, have done the very same thing, and you're going to be asking your potential clients to take out their wallet, and you got to be comfortable doing the same thing, okay? That's how it works in this game, and it takes a lot of hard work, but I'm excited to be there with you every freaking step of the way, okay? And lastly, I have some huge opportunities for you. I am an Inner Circle partner of Tier 5, the Tier 5 software, meaning I have the ability to sell software. And I also have the ability to create partnerships on a limited basis so that they have the ability to sell software under me. So if that interests you, I'm going to give you some free software just to check it out, to check out our product line, and to be able to, whatever you decide to do, if you decide to create online courses, if you decide to write a book, if you decide to do digital marketing, if you decide to be a life coach, if you can add software to your offer, you make that offer even more irresistible, okay? Again, you make that offer more irresistible to where clients will want to take up that offer and give their money to you, okay? And so I'm going to give you some opportunity to check out the Tier 5 software, and I hope that is really helpful to you guys, okay? So again, you have to go all in. That's all I'm asking. You may not believe in yourself. Sometimes you'll doubt yourself, but the one thing you will never do is you'll never give up on yourself. Cool? All right, on to the next interview. I appreciate you guys.